Have you ever wondered what would happen if World War III broke out? An intriguing question, isn't it? Throughout this exploration, we'll dissect the potential causes that could ignite such a conflict, the devastating consequences that may ensue, and the global impact that could reshape the world as we know it. Picture a domino effect, where one action triggers a chain reaction of events. It's a heavy topic, but an important one to consider. Now, let's dive into the causes that could potentially spark World War III. The world is more interconnected than ever before, and this interconnectedness could be a double-edged sword. Now let's delve into some potential causes that could, in a worst-case scenario, ignite World War III. First, we must consider geopolitical tensions. The world stage is a complex web of alliances, rivalries, and power struggles. A single spark in a volatile region could ignite a conflagration that engulfs the globe. Remember, World War I started with a single assassination in a relatively small corner of the world. Next, let's talk about economic disparities. The gap between the rich and the poor, both within nations and between them, is growing. This inequality fuels discontent, unrest, and can lead to conflict. When people feel they have nothing left to lose, they're more likely to resort to drastic measures. Now, on to resource scarcity. As the world's population continues to grow, resources like water, food, and energy become more strained. Disputes over these critical resources can easily escalate into larger conflicts. Think about the numerous water disputes cropping up globally. It's not hard to imagine how these could spiral out of control. But it's not just these individual factors we need to worry about. It's the way they interact and amplify each other. Geopolitical tensions can exacerbate economic disparities. Economic disparities can intensify resource scarcity. Resource scarcity can heighten geopolitical tensions. It's a vicious cycle that could push the world towards a precipice. And let's not forget about the wild card of technological advancement. Cyber warfare, artificial intelligence, autonomous weapons, these could all play a role in future conflicts. They could even be the cause. So, we've painted a somewhat troubling picture here. Geopolitical tensions, economic disparities, resource scarcity, and technological advancements. These are all potential matches that could light the fuse of World War III. These are just a few potential causes, but the consequences of such a war would be far-reaching and devastating. As we move on to discuss the potential consequences, it's important to remember that while these scenarios are possible, they're not inevitable. The future is not set in stone, and it's up to us to ensure that World War III remains a what-if question, not a reality. So what would the world look like if World War III were to happen? One of the most immediate and heart-wrenching consequences would be the human cost. Millions, if not billions of lives could be lost, with countless others displaced. Entire cities might be decimated, and the resulting loss of infrastructure could lead to further casualties. The scale of human suffering would be unimaginable, dwarfing the horrors of the previous world wars. Alongside this devastating human cost, the economic impact would be staggering. Global economies could collapse under the strain of continuous warfare, leading to unprecedented levels of poverty and unemployment. International trade could come to a standstill, causing shortages of essential goods and services. The world could descend into an economic depression from which recovery might take decades, if not centuries. The environmental consequences could be equally catastrophic. Modern warfare uses weapons that are far more destructive and harmful to the environment than those used in previous world wars. Nuclear explosions, chemical warfare, and large-scale deforestation could lead to irreversible damage to our planet's ecosystems. The resulting climate change could make large parts of the world uninhabitable, leading to mass migration and further conflict. Moreover, the breakdown of international institutions could be an unforeseen consequence. Organizations that we rely on for global governance and conflict resolution, such as the United Nations, might find themselves powerless in the face of such large-scale warfare. This could lead to a world where diplomacy and negotiation are replaced by brute force and aggression. In essence, the consequences of World War III would be far-reaching and devastating, affecting every aspect of our lives. The world as we know it could change beyond recognition, with the scars of the conflict visible in every corner of the globe. While these consequences are dire, the global impact of World War III would be even more profound. Scene script: World War III would not just be a conflict of nations, but a crisis for humanity. Such a war, if it were to unfold, could fundamentally reshape the world as we know it. The global order, a delicate framework built on the ashes of the previous world wars, could crumble, giving way to a new order that's impossible to predict. Would we see the rise of new superpowers, or perhaps the dissolution of nation-states altogether? The aftermath of such a catastrophic event would undoubtedly cast long shadows on the geopolitical landscape. Beyond the political realm, the technological advancements that could be spurred by a third world war are equally uncertain. History has shown us that war often accelerates technological innovation. The Second World War, for instance, gave us radar, jet engines, and even the foundations of the internet. A Third World War, particularly one fought in the digital age, could potentially usher in technological leaps we can barely imagine, for better or worse. But perhaps the most profound impact would be on the course of human civilization itself. A global war on such a scale could trigger a mass extinction event, not unlike the ones that have periodically wiped out most life on Earth. The detonation of nuclear weapons could plunge the Earth into a nuclear winter, with dust and smoke blocking out the sun, leading to a dramatic drop in global temperatures. Crops would fail, animals would die, and human society as we know it could collapse. The global effects of a nuclear winter are chilling to contemplate. With the sun's warmth blocked, ice would cover the Earth's surface. The drop in temperature would cause a massive die-off of plant and animal life, potentially pushing humanity to the brink of extinction. The aftermath of such an event would be a world unrecognizable from the one we know today. It would be a world where survival, not progress, is the primary goal of human existence. The global impact of World War III would be unprecedented and could change the course of human history. In summary, the potential causes, consequences, and global impact of World War III are staggering. We've discussed how escalating tensions could spark a worldwide conflict, the devastating outcomes we could foresee, and the ripple effect it would have on our global society. This potential catastrophe underscores the intricate web that ties us all together. While World War III is a chilling thought, it highlights the importance of international cooperation, diplomacy, and peacemaking efforts in our increasingly interconnected world.